Today we are going to be learning how to draft out a princess that bustier. This contains both pattern drafting and sewing tutorial, and this is beginner friendly. If this is something that you want to learn how to make, please keep on watching. So these are the measurements that you'll be needing for this tutorial, and we are going to start with our front pattern, and we are going to be taking from our shoulder to our bust point to our under bust point to the waist and to the length of this top. Now I'm taking from my shoulder to my bust point, which is at 11 inches, to my under bust point 15 inches, to the waist 18 inches, and the length of this top is going to be at 22 inches. Now I'm just going to go ahead and label this so we know which is which. When you are done with this, the next thing that you're going to do is to take your neck round measurement. Now I am taking the roundness of my neck at 3 inches, and I'm going to be also taking the depth of my neck to be 3 inches. This is like basically a standard neck measurement that you can use, and you can use any type of neck that you want. You can use a V-neck shape also. The next thing now is to take the shoulder measurement. So I am taking my shoulder divided by 2, which is 7. I just marked it there. So right there where you marked your shoulder, you're going to come down by 1 inch to take your shoulder slope. So you're going to come down by 1 inch, and from there you are going to draw a line back to your neck round. This is going to form your shoulder slope. Now the next thing to do is from your bust line, you're going to place your tape rule and come up by 2 inches. Now this is going to be your chest line, okay? So 2 inches above your bust line is your chest line. This is another method you can use to get your chest line and also your armhole, okay? Now the next thing you're going to do is on this chest line, you are going to measure out your shoulder. Whatever you marked as your shoulder up there, you're going to measure it out on that chest line, and then at that point you're going to connect from this shoulder slope down to that point. Now this is going to be your armhole line, okay? The next thing now is to get our armhole curve, and you're going to find the middle of this your armhole line. Then right there at the middle, go in by half an inch. Place your tape rule right there and just go in by half an inch. Now when you've gotten this, you come back to your chest line, and right there you're going to mark your bust round divided by 4. So my bust round is 36 divided by 4, 9. I'm going to mark 9 right here on my chest line. And when I am done, I am going to connect a curve from my shoulder to the middle of my armhole down to that chest point. Now this is going to form our armhole curve. Now when we are done with this, the next thing we are going to do is to take out our nipple to nipple measurement, okay? Now my nipple to nipple measurement is 8 inches. I'm going to divide this by 2, which is 4. Now I'm going to mark 4 right there at my bust line, but from my under bust line down to the length of my top, I am going to remove 0.5 inches. So now I have marked 4 inches up here at my bust. My under bust, I'm going to mark 3.5 inches, okay? So you're going to minus whatever is your nipple to nipple, you're going to minus 0.5 inches. This is going to help give you that princess dart curve. You can see I am trying to make the demonstration with my hand. It's going to help create that nice princess dart curve. So you're going to remove 0.5 inches from your normal nipple to nipple measurement and mark that from your under bust down to the length. Then go ahead and connect these together. Guys, I hope you understand. So in case a nipple to nipple measurement is 9 inches, you're going to mark 4.5 inches at your bust line. Then from your under bust line to the waist to the length, you will mark 4 inches. Now when you are done with this, you are going to connect this line back to the middle of your armhole line. You can see how I am placing my rule, and I'm going to connect this right back to the middle of my armhole line. Then the next thing to do is, from that under bust point, we are going to come out by 2 inches. Okay, this is going to start from the under bust down, so you're going to come out by 2 inches. So right now I'm going to place my tape rule at this under bust. I'm going to be taking these 2 inches from that nipple to nipple line. So you can see where I am placing my tape rule, and I'm marking 2 inches right there on my under bust. At my waist, I am also marking the same 2 inches, and also at the length of this top, I am also marking the same 2 inches. Then when you are done with this, you are going to connect a curve from your under bust to your bust, or from your bust to your under bust. You are going to be connecting a curve. Now this is that breast curve that when we are done and we stitch this together, it's going to give us that space for where our bust will sit. Okay, now just connect with the curve, and then the next thing you're going to do is, from the middle of your armhole line, you're going to come down by 2 inches. So right there, the middle of my armhole line, you're going to come down by 2 inches. You can see where I'm placing my tape rule. So place your tape rule there, come down by 2 inches, and then from this new point that we just made, you're going to connect it back to the bust point. Okay, now when you're done with this, you will see that if you go ahead and cut this like this on your fabric and join it together, it is not going to be the same, or it's not going to be equal. Okay, the center piece is going to be way longer than the side piece. So to avoid this, what you're going to do is, on this side piece, you are going to place your tape rule, and you are going to come up by 2 inches. You can see where I am placing my tape rule. Then from there, you're going to come up by 2 inches. Then go ahead and connect this together. Then from this new line that we just came up, we are going to draw another armhole curve. This way, when we join the center piece to the side pieces, they are going to be equal at the armhole length, or at the armhole curve. Now we are done with this. The next thing we are going to do is to take our round measurements. So remember to replace your darts. What I have there, the dart I have there on my chest line is around 0.5 inches, and my chest round is 9 inches. So basically what I have is 9.5. Okay, hope you understand. So I'm going to be adding 2 inches for my seam allowance. So what I'm going to be taking here is 11.5 inches. So make sure to replace the darts that you're going to be cutting away, and also add your seam allowance. Okay, now my under bust, the dart right there is 2 inches, and my under bust round divided by 4 is 7 inches. So basically that's 9 inches. So 9 inches plus 2 inches seam allowance, what I have is 11 inches. And that is going to be the same also for my waist. Then for the length of my top, what I have for the length round is 8 inches, and plus 2 inches that is 10 inches, plus 2 inches seam allowance, 12 inches. And that is it for my round measurements. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect these together. So for your round measurements, please make sure to replace these darts that we are going to be cutting away, just so you don't fall short of fabric when you are done with stitching this. Okay, now this is basically it for how to draft out a princess dart. So I hope this tutorial is very helpful. And if you're a beginner, I hope this tutorial has been helpful to you. Yeah, so please do look carefully at the areas that I am cutting out right now, just so you don't make mistakes, okay? Now this is it, and you can see that when you place these two pieces together, you can see that they meet up very well at that armhole area. You can see that it is equal at that armhole area. So you should have something like this when you are done with drafting and cutting out your pattern. Now we are done with the front pattern. Let us get to the back pattern. Now for your back pattern, you are going to start with taking your zipper allowance, and I'm going to be taking out 2 inches for my zipper allowance. This top is going to be having a zip, so make sure to take out your zipper allowance if yours is going to be having a zip. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to take my vertical measurements just like we did for the front pattern. So I'm going to place my tape rule, and I'm going to take from my shoulder to my bust point, which is 11 inches, my under bust point 15, my waist 18, and the length of my top at 22 inches. Now I'm going to come up from my bust point, which is 11 inches. I'm going to come up by 2 inches and mark right there at 9. This is going to be my chest line, okay? So I'm just going in now to label this. Now the next thing to do is to get your neck measurements. So make sure that whatever you are doing, whenever you are marking your measurement for this back pattern, it is going to be starting after that your zipper allowance. So you can see I've gone ahead to mark my neck round, and I used 3 inches for my